You need structure in place in order to have the freedom that you're after. Look, I get it. I hear clients again and again say, I'm a creative, I don't like the sound of having a schedule, I want to go where my energy is and so on. And I was there, believe me, I still am to some extent. When I first quit my corporate job, which is now many years ago, I rebelled against that structure. I didn't want an alarm clock, which I still don't have, but I now have my children waking me up instead. And I just wanted to go with the flow, and it was beautiful. It was amazing. And yet those months and maybe years were not my most productive in terms of achieving my goals. Why was that? Well, because I didn't really have a clear framework for the goals. I didn't really know the actions I needed to take, what were my priorities, and I certainly didn't have the structure in my week to know what I should be focused on when and so on, right? So it was a very loose, free, lovely, happy-go-lucky world to live in, not necessarily conducive to the longer term freedom that I wanted. So freedom is something that I hear again and again that we're after, and yet we can't go straight into that. We can't go right away, sit on the beach with our laptop and think that that's that now, I've got my freedom. We need the structure in order to create that freedom. And I know it's not a popular thing to say, it's certainly not very sexy to work on that discipline and having the blocks in your calendar, it feels limiting. But believe me, having those blocks, having the time blocks, having the clear priorities, having that loose structure and framework to follow is exactly what's then going to free up your brain power, your energy, and your time to do all the wonderful things that you want to do with that extra time, right? To be with your family, to travel, to do whatever else it is that you want to do. So having that structure in place, having clear priorities, having the days you're going to work, having boundaries between what you're doing and when, putting the big rock, as it were, first, eating the frog you may have heard of from Brian Tracy, first thing in the morning, knowing in my case that my priority right now is to get my book done. That's every Thursday morning I'm going to be writing my book. I need to be connecting, of course, with my clients every week. I need to be connecting with new potential clients every week. There are lists that I can give you of the actions you need to be taking in your business every week in order to achieve your goals. And that needs to be there if you are in any way impatient, as most of us are, as to actually achieving your goals. Now, of course, if you don't mind, if you're in that phase that I was in, where you just want to enjoy your time and so on, and you're not under any particular pressure to get results, then by all means enjoy that time off. And in fact, if you are in that financial position to do so, I definitely encourage you to take that time off after you've left your job, before you go all in with the business. If you're in the business, if you're in the season, as it were, where you do want to get results, where you want to make an impact, then having that structure, working through a structured program or a course, working with a coach, being able to do it yourself, which is tricky but possible. If you're one of those magical people who can do it yourself, then by all means. But if you can recognize that it's super important to have that structure in place in order to get you the very freedom and flexibility that you're after. So that's what I'm discussing over on the podcast. And if you are looking for that structure and support from a coach and mentor, you know where I am. You can message me directly, find out more about how I can help you design a business and a life that allows you to escape the 9 to 5. You can, of course, go to onestepiside.com as well to find out more.